Welcome everyone to NGS Season 11. I'm your caster today. I am Sergeant Scoops. I am joined by my lovely and handsome co-caster.
Hello, my name is Tom. Uh, Happy to be here, and I'm excited to watch your game and see the plays you all make.
Hello, Tom. So for those of you familiar with my channel, this is not my regular co-caster. Unfortunately, Devin had some other things he needed to do today. But we do have the pleasure of picking up lovely Tom over here.
Well, his loss is my game. I'm excited to be working with you today, Sergeant.
Thank you. You can just call me Scoops.
I didn't realize we were on that level.
Oh my god. No, we absolutely are on that level. Absolutely. So yeah, we got a game between Bad by Design and Phoenix Rising Topaz in the Division B Southeast. So both of these teams are 2-0 at this particular moment, so one of these teams is going to walk away with at least a loss.
The end of a win streak is what we'll be seeing this evening, but the continuation of another. We'll see which team goes home with their streak intact.
Yeah, so in terms of map bans, the coin toss was won by Topaz? Yes, Phoenix Rising Topaz, and they elected to go for map pick. Map bans out were Garden of Terror and Braxis Holdout for the side of Phoenix Rising Topaz, and Bad by Design banned out Towers of Doom and Battlefield of Eternity. And Phoenix Rising Topaz... Oh, go right ahead.
I just want to say that the Towers of Doom ban always breaks my heart. It's my favorite map in the game. It's so fun to watch and even more fun to play on.
Yeah, and Phoenix Rising Topaz took us to... Well, Sky Foundry. I need to look at my other screen for a second to remember what this map was called. This map is always fun. It's such a popular map. Everybody's just brawling in the middle over the point, and we are in the draft. Let's go.
I always thought Muradin was a little intense for the loading image there. Everyone else seems to be staring off at the horizon quite serenely. But Muradin, he's raging in the corner as though the horizon has wronged him in some deep way.
Listen, he's ready to go. He's got his dwarf power angry, he's squat, he's ready to rock. It's hammer time.
Oops, there's something in the chat.
Uh-oh. Alright. We will be just another moment before the draft for real goes underway.
Technical issues crop up in just about every cast, you know? You can't get away with everything perfectly.
Oh, for sure. I have started many casts where I accidentally had everyone muted. To redo the whole intro in the middle of a draft.
Does not make for a great conversation.
No, it doesn't. People just kind of just quietly watching Here's the Storm draft, which is not terrible. Could be better, though.
It depends on the draft you're watching. I'm going to tell you right now, if you've been in some of my Storm League games, those drafts have been painful to witness.
What, you getting the first pick Novas out there? Wait, what's your favorite first pick to find?
Sincerely, if I see someone first pick and I'm jazzed about it.
Yep.
I love a good first pick tank, because then the team can build around that. We can flex, our damages can go for people with CC should the enemy team build into something that would be useful for, you know? It's fun to know what your front line is, so you can prepare your strategy overall behind it.
Give me 1 second. Somebody redeemed the cat cam intermission. There she is. There she is. Yeah, first picking a tank is always just like so beautiful, especially in Storm League. Now in more competitive setups, there's arguments against it because the enemy team can now see what you're up to, especially if you go for something like a first pick Garrosh. Then you know you got a big angry warlord walking up to you with an axe ready to chuck you over the wall.
And unless you're willing to go something like Stage Dive, a first pick ETC spells disaster for any potential moshes.
Oh yeah, definitely. You pick a ETC and everybody's gonna be like, all right, we need some interrupts. Get an Anna, get a Stukov. Those are healers. That's all I play. So something
A
else.
murder
Murder.
pain in the butt for an ETC.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I do know is that Diablo with his Q, with his tackle, if you use it at max range, it does interrupt the mosh.
Yes, I was reading that on the subreddit just the other day, and as a Diablo player, I've got to say I didn't realize that, and I could have been a bit braver to save a few more teammates' lives if I had that information.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not something that's very intuitive to know. But once you learn it, it's like, oh, there we go.
That's one of the many little nuances of Heroes of the Storm that make it so great.
Mm-hmm. It looks like we have the squad all ready to go. So we should be underway
Is
any moment.
Ligma comer?
I think that is a sub in this case, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, a wild card. I like it.
Let me see. Unless I am mistaken, which does not happen very infrequently. I've not seen him on my sheet, so I'm guessing he's a sub. Right? Am I looking at the right sheet, though, is the question.
Well, your information is the same as mine, I think, and Ligma does seem to be a last-minute sub. I love to see this kind of thing pop up, surprise the teams, mix up the meta, as it were. But could that bode ill for the win streak?
Oh, indeed. He's either going to be a powerhouse or deadweight. Nobody wants to see deadweight, so we're going to assume the latter. Or the former. One of the two.
It's better to go into a game assuming your team kicks ass, then you play more confidently. And when you play more confidently, you can pull off more plays that will help see your team to victory, and it's just a victorious cycle.
Exactly. Bands are coming out, so we see the Anna and the Hogger band coming up from Bad by Design. They've been doing some scouting because I did see a couple of those picks from Phoenix Rising Topaz.
So, having gotten access to Ligma's profile, he seems to be a off-lane specialist. Azmodan, Nazebo, Abathur, Zul, his most played.
I see.
On a big map like this, a player like him is quite valuable. Pressure on the off lane takes a while to respond to when you've got to rotate from the opposite objective.
And we see Poppin' Fresh picking up the Diva quite early here. It's always a nice pick to see, especially on this map.
Honestly, Diva's very hard to counter. I think that's what makes her one of the safest first picks.
Oh, for sure. There is some argument you can make that Arcanus can do some picks because he does get stacks whenever the Diva mech explodes. If he's going for good old Protector Fire.
Alarak and Butcher also benefit from Diva mech's vulnerability to self-destructing.
Oh,
but overall, I think she is one of the better escape artists. She's got 3 health bars if you're playing her right.
Ooh, some Deckard setup coming in. Or maybe we're going to see some fun Lornados this game.
Seeing a Diva, a May, and a Deckard, those bombs, stuns, and roots, the zoning this team can set up right now. But the blinds from Johanna and Cassia are probably going to put a hamper on Diva's DPS.
For sure. And they'll probably be picking up some other form of consistent damage, which is most often an auto attacker, so that will be a little bit of a downside for them. Kalthos ban comes out. I think there's a Kalthos player on the side of Bad by Design. And Tassadar ban comes out. Tassadar I hate playing against. I don't like those walls. You can't cleanse the walls.
Tassador's walls at 20 when he gets that range increase, I think is one of the biggest power spikes in the game.
That is brutal, although there's something to be said for never-ending Archon. I like to see a never-ending Archon.
It all depends on if you've got the kind of front line that can hold the line. If you're running away as Archon, you're not getting those attacks in to extend the life. Sonya and Mephisto are providing some great wave clear.
Oh, for sure. Sonya has been a terrific offlaner, especially of late. So much self-sustain, so much damage. And a good Mephisto can do a lot of murder.
Vanquish the weak.
It's about damn time.
Jaina and Tychus getting picked up for the side of Bad by Design. Tychus?
Bad by Design's front line is very porous at this point. They don't have a single melee character, and they're going to rely on their superior mobility to keep Sonya's pressure and Cassie's chase off their backs. Jaina might be in danger, but the zoning from Deckard and May could be just the thing to keep her safe.
Absolutely. Well, there's not going to be a lot of value coming out of Tychus with all those blinds on the other side. Wait for that minigun to
Remember,
pop.
Tychus into his Q, which is a pure talent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true.
Damage for days.
That's true, but they are going to siphon off a lot of his percentage damage. See the minigun pop, and they'll be able to just turn that right off. Anyways, heading into Game 1, Bad by Design versus Phoenix Rising Topaz. Should be a fun first game.
I'm looking forward to seeing some good pulls from Anduin and some good peels from Diva.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those pulls will be so huge. Getting caught in all of that CC from the side of Bad by Design will be real rough. You think May will go Ice Wall or Snowball? Or Avalanche, as it's actually called.
I feel like with a team like hers, with the mobility, with the long setup routes, possible Lordnado, the Blizzard, the Ring of Frost, the Nuke, she'd have to go Avalanche, throw people back into her back line so they can get isolated, locked down, and blown up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that will work out so well. Okay.
Now, the question here is Sonya going to go Leap, where she can engage on the more fragile and vulnerable Jaina, or is she going to go Berserker to mitigate all the CC she's going to be facing?
Who knows? Until later on in the game. So, on the blue side, for Bad by Design, we have Alphine on the Deckard, Captain Crowley on the Tychus, Poppin' Fresh on the Diva, Bathandra on the Jaina, and Slice on the May. Tom, would you do us the favor of introducing Phoenix Rising Topaz?
Phoenix Rising Topaz has Team Captain Lothair on Cassia, Jobber on Sonya, let's hope he lives up to the name, Polka Flute on Anduin, Joanna is being played by Bishop Mist, and Ligma Pole is being played by Mephisto. Or wait, other way around.
Other way around. Alright, mid lane we got Deckard checking down. There's a bunch of potions getting all set up for whatever might happen later on. And they're off. Wave clear coming in.
If you're ever having trouble shot calling in your games playing a Deckard, you can leave a trail of breadcrumbs for your team to follow, and it works surprisingly well to shepherd them.
Absolutely. Oh my god, the
I'm
wave clear.
loving this rotation.
Very well done. The wave clear from Phoenix Rising Topaz is absolutely beautiful. Watching those waves just get annihilated in half a second. Here we go.
The back and forth between the Joanna judgments.
Mephisto getting kind of low. Ooh, a good pull from Anduin saves him just as he walks out of position.
Phoenix Rising Topaz really laying on the damage thick, using the advantage of their stronger front line.
For sure, yeah, they know what they're doing with that. Bad by Design heading to their own turret camp, getting to pick that up. Sonya on the other hand picking up their own, leaving the bot lane a little bit uncontested. We'll see if any globes get missed in that case.
Mid is getting rotated on, was being held by Mei, although she's not the strongest solo laner despite her AoE. Mei is a very mana-hungry character.
She sure is, but she can get out of trouble real quick.
Speaking of trouble, Diva down bottom being chased by the enemy team. Is Poppin' Fresh gonna get popped? It looks like Mei to the save.
And Poppin' Fresh
was...
get out of there.
I can't say that I wasn't on the edge of my seat right then. That was a fantastic escape by Poppin' Fresh and intercept by Mei. Phoenix Rising Topaz is going to have to be a little quicker to catch this team on their back foot.
For sure. Mid support camp is up. I don't know if anybody's got their eyes on it or if they're going to save it for later.
If any team is going to be dominating the camps, it's going to be Phoenix Rising Topaz. Sonya has a fantastic camp presence, especially with this slam build.
Oh, but Mei's getting solo, but we do have those rubies. Get those rubies! Oh, look at that ruby value. That is a full health bar on the ground right there.
As I say when I'm playing Deckard Cain, those potions are always going to be way more valuable in you than next to you when you're dead.
For sure. And to be able to train yourself to actually see the potions and not have your teammates just kind of ignore them.
And like you were calling out, the ruby on Deckard's Heradra Cube caused those potions to trigger, and Deckard has got to have a sharp eye, a keen eye, to see when multiple heroes are going to clump up to trigger that trait.
Oh, we got Phoenix Rising Topaz starting their support camp. I do not think Bad by Design has the capability to sniff this out yet. Looks like they're just hanging out on the point here. Getting their percentage out, but it's Phoenix Rising Topaz picking up that support camp.
Bad by Design, though, has the objective secure. They're at over 60%. They don't have to hold it for much longer, especially with Mei heading top to delay.
They do not yet. Phoenix Rising Topaz needs to step in here pretty soon or just give up the mech entirely. Looks like they will be stepping in. Bishop Mist and Lothair happen right in there.
It looks like Bad by Design gave up the objective to clear the Merc's top, and they're going to regroup in time to contest. The objective is incredibly long on this map, especially when divided between two teams like this.
This is true. Let's see. Looks like we got Bad by Design rotating in here. 27% on the thing for Phoenix Rising Topaz. Oh, we are getting our turret camps. That's what you like to see. That's the macro calls you like to see. Pick up the turret camps, get yourself a big old advantage for the next team fight. Tychus minigun shredding through Johanna's shields. Mephisto trying to get some damage out. Big Ruby, big root on the back line, but Jaina will be falling for the side of Bad by Design.
3 turrets in play. The support camp yet to be dropped. It looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz is taking advantage, leveraging their front line. They pushed Bad by Design off the objective, broke the overtime, got themselves the round 1 mech.
Oh, nice. You guys got a big old giant robot for sale. Nice.
You know, I think that this mech is one of the better features of Heroes of the Storm as a whole. The Volskia Industries combo monster that you get to play as is so fun when you get just the right gunner or just the right pilot.
We see man down in the mid here trying to zone out the healer and the tank, trying to isolate the mech so that the rest of the team can put as much damage as they can onto it. But the mech is able to secure the fountain, which is usually what you want to get with the first objective. Oh, but Jaina, however, steps a little bit too far and gets a bunch of robot punches, finishing her off.
With that gate down, I'm not sure that fort is going to last much longer. It might be going down before 10 minutes.
That's looking like it. Mech is pretty low on health and seconds. There it goes.
The ability to bring your mech all the way down to 1% health and then have it time out while still letting your gunner get value is a delicate dance pilots have to learn.
Usually you want to have your mech and time limit be at approximately the same percentage. I think that Phoenix Rising Topaz pulled that off very well.
So far, they do seem to have the edge on this particular map in this particular fight, but tens have popped and more talents are to come. This game is full of comebacks and glory stories, so we'll see what's going to happen.
Bad by Design picking up their 10s. They got Stay a While and Listen, Commandeer Odin on the Tychus, Jaina picking up Summon Water Elemental, Avalanche on the Mei, and Micro Missiles on the Diva.
And with Phoenix Rising Topaz, we have Ball Lightning on Cassia, Wrath of the Berserker on Sonya to mitigate Bad by Design's CC. We've got Light Bomb on the Anduin, take advantage of your front line, a Blessed Shield from Joanna, and the Durance of Hate by Mephisto.
Durance of Hate is so good. I know when Mephisto first came out, everybody was ranting or raving about the consumed souls, how it damages everyone on the map, but you land a good route, and that can win the game for you.
It's a route that's twice the size of Mosh. It's brilliant. It is just as game-ending in the right circumstances.
You're getting a little bit...
On a side note...
Oh, go right ahead.
So what was that?
No, go right ahead. He was getting engaged on, but he was able to get out.
What's a Durance?
What is a Durance indeed? I wish I had the answer for you. Oh my god, hold on. In the top lane, we got Tychus, Captain Crowley getting caught out in with a 3-man rotation, getting finished off right there.
Phoenix Rising Topaz doesn't have the item slots to...
Nobody can pick it up. Deckard Sleep coming out trying to get the rest of the team on board. Johanna getting caught in an ice snowball, is able to walk out with the help of her shield, and looks like that's the end of that engagement right there.
Joanna is one of my first picks in Storm League to ban, because she is such a pain to dislodge and get rid of. Diva holding middle as 4 people push in, Sonya dominating an uncontested bottom.
Yeah, Sonya will be able to push into the wall and deal a good deal amount of siege damage.
Luckily, Diva poppin' fresh has come down to answer with Captain Crowley on Tychus and Slice on Mei securing the objective before anyone else. But the teams are split. How will this fight go?
Johanna just zoning in the top lane, picking up that XP. Looks like the rest of Phoenix Rising Topaz, except for the off lane, will be rocking up into here. Trying to get some damage onto Mei. She does not have her snowball up, so she'll not able to get the rest of the team into an awkward position. But the shield comes out. Here comes a root. Does not quite land on everything, but you do have the Cassie damage, able to finish off the Mei. Oh, but in the bot lane, what's going on down there? We got a 4-man rotation taking out the Sonya.
The bot lane gank might have been just what they needed to secure the objective as 5. Once Mei pops in 15 seconds, they've got all the time in the world to find their footing again.
Ooh, Tychus just about getting caught out. They're able to using his, what is it, skate away? No, that's Mei. Oh, big sleep from Deckard, looking for something to follow up on this. No, it doesn't look like we have the damage. Oh, but
Sleep can be a rough one to use when you've got AoE on your team.
For sure. A big ruby comes out from Deckard, but nobody can step up into those potions without dying, unless you're Tychus and you just got bowls of steel.
It is very fitting for the character of Tychus to be played by such a daring individual as Captain Crowley.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here comes Sonya up through middle. Are we seeing a support camp here?
It looks like we are. Bad by Design. You think they'll be able to sniff it out? Captain Crowley walking right past this. Oh, he has to have seen that. Looks like the rest of the team will not be responding to that.
But then I've seen him. Sonya on her camp, Diva on hers. We've got Phoenix Rising Topaz taking the objective back.
50% on it. The Bad by Design still has a couple more seconds to get their stuff online before heading back up and contesting that.
The additional lane pressure is probably going to help Bad by Design a lot if they can secure that objective.
Let's see, looks like we got a fight this out. This will be a 4v5. Bad by Design probably does not want to take this too hard here. But we do see Diva coming back up. A snowball knocks Sonya out of the way, but we do have Mech already online. So this fight looks to be going south for Bad by Design really quick. Jaina is getting so low. Sonya trying to spin her way out there, but a root from the Jaina's 16 talent does save her own life there, but there is still a big mech you guys need to deal with.
And the mech pushing away the D.Va nuke. Some players might not realize that D.Va's mech, when it is set up as a bomb, can be interacted with. Garrosh can throw it at you or away. Diablo can push it, pull it. Stitches can even gorge it.
One of the more fun things is that Anduin can pull it. So if Anduin's in trouble and you see a detonating mech out there, you can have a little fun with that.
An interaction in the game that I didn't even think of. That is a good eye, Sergeant.
Looks like this mech was just up here to finish off this top fort, and we're going to rotating it down to mid, looks like. Typically with this mech, you want to see it head to the bot lane and take the bottom fountain out, but it looks like we don't have time for that.
Sometimes you've just got seconds on the clock and you've got to get your gunner in range.
Looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz is looking for engagement onto this Mei once again. Oh, but they do get caught in a big old Decker group. It doesn't look like anybody's in position to follow up on it. Alright.
It looks like D.Va and Sonya are butting heads yet again. D.Va dashing off, her gate looking pretty ragged, but Sonya's no less.
Absolutely. Both these teams still have all their fountains in the bot lane and the mid lane, so not many advantages or disadvantages for this next protector objective in position C.
Although it looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz is going to have their turret and pressure top lane.
Snowball from Mei comes out trying to isolate the Cassia, but she is a little bit too fast. Did she take? Yeah, she did take War Traveler, so she has additional movement speed, but you don't need movement speed if you're just gonna get 4-man rotated on. Unfortunate.
D.Va drawing the attention of Phoenix Rising Topaz bottom, keeping the front line engaged and the back line on their toes up top, dealing with the rest of Bad by Design.
Bad by Design does take the support camp, but in exchange, looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz will be trying to force this fort over.
And like you said, that fountain is a big deal. Having lost that is going to set Bad by Design behind in this next engage.
And with them being about, looks like about a half-level lead for this side of Phoenix Rising Topaz, might make it a little bit difficult for them.
Well, they've got a little bit of leg room here as long as they can have a fight before Phoenix Rising Topaz hits 20. They can get a pretty easy pick. Or they'll just have to tough it out in the lanes and not engage on the objective right away.
Mei and D.Va in the bot lane trying to get out of trouble here. Looks like D.Va's safe and Mei will be walking away as well.
Now, this is not what Phoenix Topaz Rising wants. These little skirmishes are just going to delay their inevitable early 20 lead, where they want to engage in a big fight right away.
Bad by Design is a little bit too late to get into a big fight now, as 20s have arrived for Phoenix Rising Topaz. And they are hungry for something. Looking at the Mei right here. Trying to get some damage out, trying to isolate a target, but no luck as of yet.
5-man mid, Bad by Design with Merc pressure top, and D.Va rotating in. Are we going to have a team fight before the objective even pops?
We do have 20s online for Bad by Design as well. Just need to pick them out, and they will be able to go right in. Big sleep from Deckard. Will pull from Pokeflute, saving Mephisto. Trying to get some damage onto a target. Side of Bad by Design is so slow. There's a big root from Mephisto, and a follow-up root from Deckard. Ooh, but Deckard is kind of low and being focused down by Sonya.
Now, a Deckard that doesn't want to die is very hard to kill. His self-healing roots and slows, and Mei goes down to a Sonya whirlwind.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And this is the 3v4 in for Bad by Design. I don't think they really want to take this fight. Probably just looking to maximize Odin's abilities at this point.
Yeah, when your opponent transforms, backing off is sometimes the best answer. D.Va with a maxed out nuke She now has approximately 3 health bars. The current Diva pilot, the mech she's now in, so there goes that excitement. But it looks like top and mid are getting pushed in.
Phoenix Rising Topaz trying to get as much macro pressure as they can for the rest of the game. Bad by Design just hanging out on the bottom point here. Looks like they'll be backing off as the rest of the Phoenix Rising Topaz looks like they're going to be rolling in.
The map is pretty spread out at the moment as people are trying to get macro under control or to capture camps, giving Phoenix Rising Topaz an early lead on the control point.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising Topaz also looking to take this support camp for even more control over the next objective fight.
Cassia, seeing the rotation, abandons the point, having gotten it up to 49%, leaving Bad by Design to hold it, entrench themselves, and get ready for a drag-out team fight.
Fight should be breaking out underway pretty soon here. Looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz has just arrived, and they're eyeing the May. Potentially.
It's always dangerous to fight in lane when your team holds the point, because inevitably someone's going to be stuck on that point and they might not make it to you in time if you're too deep.
Absolutely, those treadmills are the most obnoxious thing in this game, if you ask me.
I had a friend ask me why Zagara's Creep didn't cover the treadmills, and I replied that I could not think of anything more nightmarish than those treadmills being invisible.
Absolutely. Oh, Odin getting solo. Looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz trying to isolate the Tychus, try to get some damage out. Pipe Bomb coming out, but the Protector does come online for Bad by Design, but...
4-man avalanche into the Odin. Blizzard dropping down, dropping Johanna, Mephisto, Anduin, Sonya. Cassia tries to get away. It is a mega kill, a team wipe.
What a turnaround for Bad by Design. That is exactly what they were hoping for this game. Finishing off the enemy team, picking up the Protector. This is a huge boon. This might even end the game for them.
Jaina rolling back to relieve that pressure top. Losing a keep at this point would be just the setback they don't need. Although I think the keep is going to hold up long enough for some people to respond and defend core.
We might see that. There's still about 25 seconds for the next roll of Protector... next bunch of heroes to respawn and roll in.
Jaina's not there. If they can't kill core in time, the team wipe happens so close, it'll be a 4v4.
But I think the Protector does just enough damage to finish off this core. Even if they were to spawn, I don't think they can do enough damage to the Protector to knock it off. I think this is it. And there it is.
Bad by Design, winning the game, not living up to their name. Phoenix Rising Topaz are ready for the rematch.
What a turnaround that game. You know, I gotta say, for most of that game, it looked like Phoenix Rising Topaz had control. They had macro pressure. They were taking the support camp. They were taking so many camps. And then one last team fight, Bad by Design was able to turn it around almost instantly.
It was the combination of ults, the timing, that avalanche by May, by Slice, landed everyone right where Tychus and Jaina wanted them, and it's hard to recover from a wombo at 19 minutes in the game.
Absolutely, especially with those death timers and everyone dying at exactly the same time. Heading over to these talent screen, we have a redemption for Anduin's build. I will check that right out for you. So we got Anduin going for Bold Strategy, Inner Fire, Blessed Recovery, Light Bomb, Lion's Speed, Inner Focus, and Glyph of Faith. So for me, I like his first set of talents. Bold Strategy, Inner Fire, Blessed Recovery is one of my favorite builds. You go basic attacks and your basic attacks heal, you get more range so you can position a little bit safer. 13 through 16 is a little bit odd for me. I don't usually see Lion Speed, although the movement speed is nice, especially if you don't need to be using poles that often. And when you do, you get a little bit of a healing buff from the pole. But if you are going to take it, then absolutely you take Glyph of Faith at 20, because having an additional charge of a pole, especially against this team, is muy bueno.
The mobility, the escape, the recovery that Leap of Faith can grant you is just, you can't really match it on many other supports. Although I do want to draw our attention to Deckard, where Deckard couldn't pull his allies out of danger thanks to Ruby at level 4 and some well-placed Heradra cubes. Deckard was able to pump out 93,000 healing to Anduin's 48,000.
Absolutely. If you get those good potions down and your teammates walk on those potions, that is a ton of healing. You can just pump out so much.
And at level 16, Heradric Staff. No one sees that coming, least of all a Sonya spinning or a Cassia lunging. But every 5 seconds, a Deckard Cain's next basic attack will stun you for 0.75 seconds.
That stun is always so much fun. And like you said, they don't see it coming, and they're like, "Aha! I am on top of this Deckard," and he gives you the bonk, and suddenly you're standing still.
It's interesting to see perfect gems at 20 when there's only the ruby at 4 for it to refresh, but I guess we saw that Bad by Design got the value out of it they needed.
I gotta say, I do like perfect gems. Even if you only have one gem, if you wait a second or two, you can use the gem on cooldown between cubes.
I'm a sucker for lore NATO at 10, and more NATOs at 20 is just the most fun I've ever had with the support, so I'm afraid I might not be seeing a perfect cube on my Deckard loadout anytime soon.
But we do have the invite to the next game, which looks to be going to Dragonshire.
Dragonshire is an alpha classic, and one of my favorite things to point out about it is the dragon model is not what the original model was, and it has the distinction of being changed for lore reasons in the Nexus.
Ah, I see. That's right, because originally the dragon was more of a lizard guy.
Instead of a
exactly. Stone man. Yeah. Let's see. First draft is team 2, which means the map picker is team 1. So this is Bad by Design's map pick. Oh, that's not the right checkbox. Get out of here. They picked the map. They did not win it. There we go. Alright, let these guys know that casters are ready. And yeah, Dragonshire. Always a fun map. There's so many macro decisions you need to make on this map. It makes it so interesting.
With a strong Sonya, double soak is also possible, and we've already seen what Jobber can do.
And one of the more interesting things, back when HGC was a thing, was that usually your team's win rate and win rate on Dragonshire directly correlate because of the amount of knowledge you need to have for this map.
You've got the mercs, you've got the split objective, you've got a monstrous hero character that does bonus damage to your characters. Top lane, thanks to those bridges, is actually quite split and very dangerous for teams. Your map awareness has to be keen to take advantage of everything Dragonshire has to offer.
It is very seldom that you'll actually see the top fort go down just because of how dangerous it is to approach from that bridge. Or the top keep. Top fort goes out down all the time.
Top fort is one of my favorites to take down first. A nice bruiser camp, far and isolated from mid and bottom while my team brawls. Ooh, got a Chromie ban. That siege is difficult to deal with when you're sitting on the objective and she's safe in the lane.
For sure. Once again, the Ana ban coming out. Yeah, more targeted picks.
No one likes to get sleep darted.
Yeah, no one likes the sleep dart. No one likes the healing reduction. It's always just so obnoxious. So just get it out of here. We've had enough.
Gazlo can dominate an objective on this map all by himself. Very smart ban.
And I guess we did like the Mephisto from last
ban.
Mephisto from last game did do a good deal of damage.
I think one of my favorite things is seeing respect bans when a player plays so well the enemy team thinks, you know what, we could deal without dealing with that again. Thanks. It's just a good feeling.
Although there The person who played Mephisto is no longer in this match. That was our sub this for the last game.
Well, maybe it's a way of honoring his memory and his services rendered.
Absolutely.
For the Forsaken.
Uther?
Brightwing is a powerful meta pick. She gives you great control all over the map, but Uther, his stuns can really turn a team fight. Sylvanas helping the dragon push down is one of her strongest features.
For sure. This might be looking to me like it's going to be a main tank Uther as opposed to a main heal Uther. Oh, a Deathwing.
Relying on Uther to pump out the heals you need, it can work, but relying on an Uther to dole out the stuns you want, oh, it works every time. That point and click stun is lethal. Now we've got Raynor, another classic alpha character. Everyone knows him, everyone loves him, everyone can lane as him. Let's see what kind of damage Lothair can put out. Diablo ban. On these objectives, he can dominate with his overpower, with his Q. There's so many walls for him to slam you into. He is a rough one to fight.
And a good Diablo Apocalypse into a Deathwing, what is it, Fire Breath? That's a lot of damage.
Having already seen Tychus in these matches and a Deathwing on your team, that is a very smart ban on their part, I think.
Oh, for sure. We don't want to see Tychus into Deathwing. Get that out of here. Kalthos getting picked. Last game, we had Kalthos getting banned out, so we'll see how Lathendra does with the Fireboy.
Normally, I'm not actually that enthusiastic about Kalthos because he's kind of easy to dodge around, but that Lucio speed is going to make him engage with his stun, get in range with his bomb, and zone you out with his Q a whole lot easier.
Leoric and Thrall getting picked up, so we're probably going to see a Leoric hang out in the top lane, which is pretty good. Leoric's a very strong offlaner, but Thrall looks to be in the 4-man.
An Earthquake with Cataclysm can't be understated. That stacking slow, a Hyperion on top of that. You're sitting in the Apocalypse, then you've got an Emerald Wind. I think they've got some interesting synergies here.
Absolutely.
No tanks either.
Oh, that's right. Who is tanking for Phoenix Rising Topaz? Is this going to be a Leoric main tank and Thrall in the offlane?
Well, either way, this game is going to be fun, full of bloody fights. I expect there to be more than the usual takedowns.
I find it interesting both of these teams have elected for a tank that is not labeled as such. Good old main tank Uther and main tank we'll figure out when the game starts.
Both teams do have a similar amount of stuns, but it looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz has the advantage on CC.
I would agree with you on that. Bad by Design does have a more easier CC. It's more point and click. Uther can just hit you with the E. If he gets Benediction, he can hit you with the E again and then pop the AoE stun.
Kalthos has his Tornado, of course.
Of course.
But Leoric slow, Raynor's displacement, Thrall's root, Deathwing's stun and slows, and Brightwing's polymorph spells a tricky recipe to beat.
Oh, for sure. Tom, do you want to do us the honor of introducing Phoenix Rising Topaz?
Of course, we've got Captain Lothair on Raynor, Bishop Mist on Leoric, Jobber on Thrall, Shogun Misa on Deathwing, and Poke Flute on Brightwing.
For the side of Bad by Design, we have Athene on the Lucio, Captain Crowley on the Uther, Poppin' Fresh on the Malthael, Lathendra on the Kalthos, and Slice on the Sylvanas.
It looks like we're not getting a brawl mid lane. Raynor is going to solo bottom, Leo soloing mid with Thrall and Brightwing taking a firm position top.
Very interesting. So this is an offlane Thrall, and here's Deathwing in the top lane as well. Looks like Bad by Design, however, will be looking to get a gank onto Raynor in the bot lane. Can he get a kill? Stun just misses, and he will be getting right out of there. Brightwing heal to boot.
Now, Thrall versus Mouth, although both are solid solo laners, I think Mouth's talents are wasted in the top lane when there's a Deathwing and Leoric about, and I think Mouth agrees with me.
It looks like Malthael will actually be going for a good old double soak strategy here.
Double soaking top and mid is hard on this map. The typical rotation is mid and bottom. It's a slower trip, or quicker trip.
But with Malthael, you do have on a Pale Horse for that additional 20% movement speed between rotations. So that will give him a good...
I hadn't considered that.
Bad by Design picking up their siege camp. Deathwing sniffing it out. I don't think we're going to go in on that. No, we are not. But yeah, looks like Bad by Design will be trying to 4-man in the bot lane while Malthael does his good old double soaker thing.
Which, as long as you can hold one of the objectives, you don't really need to worry about losing the other one, just getting that experience.
A lot of times you don't even need to worry about getting the dragon, just having the threat of a dragon is enough for you to get some structure damage out.
I love the timing on both these teams, getting their camps, and not just getting them, but defending them. Although it looks like Phoenix Rising Topaz is going to see their Siege Giants fall first. Bad by Design pushing theirs in. Deathwing coming on top. Leo flanking. Uther taking damage and a triple stun.
Big stun from the Deathwing. Uther cannot quite disengage from a Deathwing as he can't stun him. He's too big.
The Sylvanas escape just by the just in the nick of time. The DPS Lothair is able to put out consistently. Watch as he stutter steps, not wasting a single auto attack tick if he can help it.
Oh, very well done. Shrine is over to the side of Bad by Design. Lucio does need to step out for a second to get that tap back online. Oh, but Raynor getting so low from those living bombs. Phoenix Rising Topaz is
denying the dragon as Phoenix Rising Topaz takes the bottom objective and shutting it down, and the threat of that dragon no longer looms.
Definitely is getting a little bit low from all the chip damage and cannot exactly receive any healing from the rest of the team. However, Lothair on the Raynor does step a little bit out of position and gets destroyed for it.
But Thrall securing top means Bad by Design will not be able to take advantage of the kill they just secured.
Definitely popping into the air to get some of that hit points back. And we're at a
It looks like Leap's back into mid and Thrall taking over top, dividing in a more an easier soak.
Deathwing once again getting down to about half health, steps up a little bit far, trying to get some damage out. Leoric heading into the bot lane, trying to do some tanking as he is now the tank here. Doesn't look like he's able to capitalize on too much. Captain Crowley getting kind of low, definitely using his range form as much as he can. Gets a little bit dangerous. Kalthas getting bloodlust hungry for that dragon and does finish him off. Kalthas, however, getting pinged. Looks like the target is on Kalthas, trying to get some damage out. He does fall, but so does Leoric, trying to get some damage out onto Sylvanas. Jimmy does finish the job along with good old Brightwing. Oh, but the interrupt from the Brightwing healed interrupts Lucio, and that is a dead Jimmy. Very well done with the boop on the Lucio.
That was a brilliant back and forth, and we cannot underscore Uther's healing post-death. That kept Kale alive long enough to get the kill.
Back and forth. So many deaths traded during that one team fight.
And here is Mal taking on Deathwing mid. Not a fight he wants. Uther and Lucio securing bottom. Leoric not being able to deal the damage needed to dislodge them.
Yep, Shrine is... Oh, nope. Thrall does have the Shrine in the top lane. So we are at...
And now with Raynor going for objective, Sylvanas interrupting. Are we going to see this mercenary camp get invaded? We are not. Sylvanas backing out with Banshee's Wail. Leoric taking a beating. Bishop Mist is down. Siege Giants are pushing. Thrall has top, and Mouth is soaking middle.
Mm-hmm. And we still have a 4-man bot line, 4 bad by design, and Leoric will be up pretty soon because of... Oh, but we have mind control coming out of line, hitting the Jimmy, and Jimmy will get instantly deleted from that.
Speaking of mind control, we have mind control on Sylvanas. Kalathos choosing a Phoenix for the zone potential. Divine Shield on Uther. Invincibility cannot be undersold. Last rights on Malthael. And we have Sound Barrier on Lucio.
No high five this game. For the side of Phoenix Rising Topaz, also we have our Hyperion on the Jimmy Leoric picking up Entomb. Earthquake on the Thrall. Bellowing Roar on the Deathwing. And Emerald Wind on the Brightwing.
Rising Topaz taking bottom out, making sure Thrall held mid long enough to deny. It looks like he's going to secure top objective. Is Bad by Design going to have to fight to defend middle?
Looks like they're going to be focusing on trying to get the bottom point, and that they do. Deathwing, however, gets a little bit caught out, but he is unstoppable, so you cannot stop him. He will be walking away.
But he will remember the indignity of being forced to retreat.
He will. He never forgets. Sylvanas trait activating to block any shots on the building, and looks like we're going to be focusing on trying to get this building knocked over.
One of the most powerful things about Sylvanas was actually a buff to the towers and keeps. When you attack a hero under the towers and keeps now, they'll focus you down. But Sylvanas, she is the one hero alongside Mei who can shut down that auto attack. And top lane is getting pushed in. Malthael double soaking, but unable to defend against a 4-man.
That is too many men to defend against. Malthael is getting some reinforcements as they slowly trickle in. Oh, big mind control once again lands on the Jimmy. Oh, but the Brightwing...
The zone on that.
Indeed, Brightwing Emerald Wind able to secure the getaway. Oh, but a big stun onto Leoric. He is able to Wraith Walk his way out of there.
And top survives to prevent catapults for another day. Deathwing securing a now empty bottom.
These Trines are getting just swapped back and forth. Nobody's going to get a drag in this game. It's going to be all just structure damage.
That's one of the things that makes Dragonshire so special. When you watch the two teams fight over the objective for as long as they can, and finally a dragon pops, and just the destruction a late-game dragon can wreck.
Absolutely. Yeah, once again, the Shrines rotating controls. Seems to be a thing. We're playing Ring Around the Rosie over here.
Kalathos caught and entombed down mid. Malthael trying to peel, unable. Kalathos squeaking out of there. Leoric getting away with just as little health.
Mind control.
Raynor, mind control. Deathwing Cataclysm to peel, but too little too late. As Bad by Design gets another kill.
Those mind controls have been homing in on Jimmy since the start. It's been tough.
I've gotta say, Slice was looking good on Mei, but the very sniping they're doing with their mind controls is something else.
Oh, for sure. Deathwing landing a little bit aggressive. I gotta say, can he get out of this? He doesn't have any healing. He only needs some body blocks to give him a hand here. Can he get out of there? It looks like he will be walking away safe at the last second.
Turning back around to help Leo clear that camp nice and safe from the comfort of his own fort.
But we do have
Malphite securing top. Fight in mid now. No one on Rising Phoenix Topaz is in a position to take a objective, leaving a 5-man fight mid for the dragon. Is this going to be the one?
This might be the one. Looks like Malthael will be channeling it and will be getting it. We got a Malthael dragon up in here.
Poppin' fresh for the dragon. It looks like they're going to push in bottom lane. They want to get those catapults rolling out with every wave. Keep up that consistent damage.
Control getting caught out in the bot lane. Once again, a mind control going out onto the Jimmy, but a dragon kicks him right back to safety. Leoric, however, looking at a Lucio. Entomb coming out, trying to get some damage to follow it on top of that. Can't quite reach with the Dragon's Breath.
I call that maneuver when you knock an enemy out of your ally's kill zone to get down Mr. President, and I'm very good at it with Diablo.
Yeah. Takes a little bit of practice to get that one right. But
Looks like Bottom Keep is going to live to fight another day, but Bad by Design not backing off that easily.
oh, mind control hitting the Brightwing for
on
once.
the Brightwing, okay, Blue dropping an Emerald Wind,
Last thing
and
to
too little, too late.
oh,
Here comes Deathwing. Oh, Leoric with the wall kill with the Phoenix.
but not enough. That is a dead Kel'Thas, and Bad by Design will be taking this keep and withdrawing, pushing in. Will be withdrawing after we take their fountain.
Lucio sticking around just long enough to knock down that healing fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like some pressure's built up top, and someone's going to have to go relieve that. Malthael bypassing the camp. Looks like top is going to be secured. Phoenix Rising Topaz grabbing their camp to add what pressure they can to the map.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get a little bit more pressure on the top lane just so the enemy team has something they need to deal with.
Luckily, top lane is the one they have their foes fort drop, so catapults will be supporting that bruiser camp, meaning someone from Bad by Design is going to need to defend top.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Siege Giants coming out middle, Bad by Designs were left in the lane to die. The two loyal soldiers trundling up lane, not knowing what's coming for them.
Oh, a stun onto Throw. Throw pops Earthquake. Can he get out of there with that self-healing? Trying to get out of there. Brightwing heal coming online. Jimmy, however, once again getting caught by a mind control. Can he get out of there? Sylvanas whipping back and forth with her Banshee walk. Oh,
Lucio in there with the sound barrier saves Sylvanas. Phoenix Rising Topaz getting in there, getting damage on the Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas isolated, alone, and dropped. Malthael securing top, Bruiser camp top, pushing it in. What an action-packed 30 seconds.
for sure. Once again, we're in a situation where both teams have one shrine. But we do have Phoenix Rising Topaz trying to reclaim some of the lost ground by taking this bottom fort.
Top fort also looking to be in peril. Deathwing arriving just in time to clear up that creep. Malthael rotating out.
I'm looking to get this bottom shrine. I don't think they'll have an opportunity to get the Dragonite itself. Uther getting a little bit focused down, gets entombed, looking for some damage to finish him off, but the self-healing from two healers is quite a bit, but not enough to finish the job. Looks like Bad by Design will be retreating from this team fight.
Now, remember, some players might have... Oh, nice kill up top by Malthael, taking out Deathwing. Poppin' fresh, living up to his name.
Ooh, Slice getting a mind control onto the Throw, but Throw does have his wind move. It lets him move a little bit faster, getting him right out of there.
If I'm not mistaken, it's Wind Fury.
Wind Fury, thank you. That is
Raw with his Wind Fury, his root, and honestly, the damage he can deal to a overeager aggressor is a hard one to pin down.
Phoenix Rising Topaz just trying to hold on to the bottom shrine while Thrall gets the top. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get it completely, as 20s are coming online for Bad by Design.
I'm seeing echoes of the past here. Phoenix Rising Topaz with a fort at 1 health top lane. It is a brutal and bloody battle up there. A ping coming in to warn Poppin' Fresh that a rotation is on the way. I love to see in-game communications like that.
We are trying to Wraith Walk for some scouting out there, but Bad by Design is trying to close in on him. Will he be able to get out of there? Looks like that is the case.
With Deathwing taking bottom, mid is now a contested zone. Anyone could get there. Looks like Lothar is bypassing it on Raynor, going to help his teammates top like a good team captain should.
A good Z from Brightwing interrupts the Malthael's last rites, and that will be a safe thrall.
As a Mouth IL, one of the most frustrating things is getting your last rites canceled because that cooldown reduction on a kill, it's just gravy, having more and more every time. Securing it each and every kill is crucial to having a rapid fire ult.
Absolutely. You want to get that cooldown as much as you possibly can. Unless you take the 20, which is not the case. It looks like Malthael will go in for No One Can Stop Death for some shenanigans to come back right from the grave.
Now, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some of these standout synergies here. Uther as a lumberjack on his goat. We've got the golden robot Kale on a rooster. Malthael looking like something straight out of Cyberpunk. And of course, USA Raynor on the boxing chicken makes for a fun combo. Seeing Leo in that white Arctic color, his ghostly mace on the blue stag. I love the style you can get in this game. And don't think I don't see you, Sylvanas, matching your crab to your cape. Special shout out to Deathwing and Lucio, who cannot participate in Skinergy, but both do look rather fly.
Absolutely. Oh, Captain Crowley activating his ability to stun once again. Stun twice onto the Jimmy. Trying to get some damage out there. Mind control landing on the Jimmy, but a big entomb lands for 2. Oh, but the silence does save more, but Jimmy does fall, but so does Lucio in exchange. Big fear from the Deathwing, trying to get some stuns out there. But Malthael finishing the job.
Earthquake, Phoenix, Hyperion making a Venn diagram of pain. Leoric and Brightwing falling back. Oh, and Thrall going in at the wrong moment. It looks like Bad by Design pulled ahead in that fight, leaving Phoenix Rising Topaz with a bloody nose. Top lane, though, is getting hammered.
Someone will need to head to the top lane and deal with that. It looks like we got Malthael on the job up there. And will he ignore these? Yeah, we're just going to get the shrine so we can get a dragon. But it looks like Leoric in the bot lane, using his ability to come right onto the map. We'll be channeling that bottom shrine, denying the dragon for now.
Now, something I want to draw attention to is Leoric with 3 deaths. This is what they... I want my teammates who play Leoric to see this next time they try to tell me they're getting trait value.
Listen, you gotta get the trait value. Otherwise, why even have the trait? Why even pick Leoric?
You know what? If you want to talk to me about trait value, I want to see 100% of your DPS as Tyrael come out from that trait.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get some Tyrael deaths in here.
Oh, and Deathwing and Leoric fighting to protect bottom, preventing Bad by Design from securing a dragon. Leo going down for the cause, however. Deathwing escaping, Raynor rotating top. Middle is vulnerable, middle is open.
It doesn't look
Looks like we're not seeing dragon.
No, not yet. I think that was a bit aggressive for Leoric and Deathwing to jump right into the middle of the 4-stack there.
And though they weren't able to get the dragon, they did take advantage of their opponent's lack of team presence. Bad by Design securing their enemy siege camp, more so to deny it than to create lane pressure, I imagine.
Most likely. It looks like, however, Bad by Design is in a good position to be taking the Dragonite once again. I don't know if we're going to be able to get anybody in here to interrupt. Deathwing is arriving, so is Leoric, actually.
And Raynor is right on hand. Brightwing coming in. Thrall running up in a flank. Leo with the mind control, not the prime target for that. Sylvanas aggressively positioning, caught in the backline. Brightwing locked in with Emerald Wind to escape. Entomb with a silence, invulnerable on the entombed mouth. This dragon breath coming out. Mouth goes down. Mind control on the Thrall. Sylvanas and Kale attempt to make their escape.
Oh.
And Lee fighting it mid.
In the mid lane,
What
absolutely.
a back and forth. But look at that. That siege camp they secured is pressuring bottom in a big way.
Looks like we got Deathwing heading up into the air to deal with that to the best of his ability. Oh, Jimmy trying to get out of there, gets a little bit caught out, has a little bit of extra movement speed from his adrenaline rush.
And Deathwing in with the save. Thrall coming up from behind as well. Raynor, mind control on the Brightwing. Thrall taking damage, exploding bomb, spreading that to Raynor and Brightwing. Deathwing staying out of range.
But somebody needs to deal with these catapults. The core is at 21%. There we go. Ooh, that was a lot of damage you don't want to see from just neutral minions.
Now, here comes a dragon. It's going to rotate down bottom, and this is going to be one hell of a defense that Phoenix Rising Topaz is going to have to make. And down goes Raynor, down goes Kalathos. Deathwing escaping. Sylvanas making a break for it. Leoric, he's chasing the dragon, doing damage, taking damage all the while. Deathwing setting up a perimeter. The shield on the core is growing. Leoric escaping. Got out of there. Nice.
Well done, but this will be a very tough defense for Bad by Design, because that Dragonite is homing in on the core, and he will be doing a lot of damage with every basic attack, and I think that's it.
And despite their best effort, despite a fantastic showing by Phoenix Rising Topaz, Bad by Design takes it. They earned that win, I think, Sergeant.
They sure did. Yeah, they fought very hard for that. Did a very good job of maintaining map pressure, making sure the enemy team didn't get both the shrines at the same time. Very, very well done. Let's see if we can grab someone from Bad by Design in here for a post-game interview. Alright, while we're doing that, we can take a look at some of these talents. Now, one of the more interesting things I think I saw was definitely not going for a full Q build here. We did take Configuration at 16, but none of the other builds' talents here really support it. But we do have an interview coming in, so I think we will hop over to... oh boy, a lot of these lobbies are taken up. Let's head over to Lobby 2.
Alright, I'm looking at the healing here, and 87,000 healing from Lucio, 41,000 from Uther. Those are numbers you like to see.
Oh, for sure. Hello, how are you feeling?
Hey, how's it going? Feeling really good.
Nice. Those are some fun games, I gotta say.
Well, I've got to ask, what inspired the double support?
Uther's really disgusting right now, so might as well take advantage of it.
You know, I get that a lot myself, but people don't pick me that often. It's...
Alright, let's talk about these games here. So game 1, we took us to Volskaya, and that was Phoenix Rising pick. So you guys had a May comp. You guys are most likely looking for that Avalanche to land, and you guys are having a tough time. What do you think really turned it around for you guys?
I think they just kind of misplayed at the bottom point. They ended up putting everything like on the Tychus, which then Slice is just a goddess and somehow was able to actually get the Avalanche. She was actually upset all match that she couldn't get a good one, but then when that one happened, we're like, that's it, that's the one, that's all we needed. So yeah, we're still working a little bit with the combo, but it worked out in the end, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, what you did in the end there, do that again.
Yeah, that's all we want.
And you can't undersell your DPS in that moment, though. Being in the right place at the right time, that's
Absolutely.
predictive positioning, and the reflexes to jump on the clumped enemy team. Oh, that Blizzard. As someone who plays Jaina on occasion, that Blizzard.
Yeah, it was really good. Comms were looking really good, too, and it was pretty clean. So, like, when Slice got really excited, we were just like, jump on it, and then that was it.
Yeah, very well done. Tom, you got anything else for game number 1?
Just that it was a pleasure to watch you play it.
Thank you. We were a little concerned just because we were taking it kind of slow. And we were getting ran over, but we were just trying to keep our cool the entire time. I mean, no pun intended, but like just keep it calm, keep it steady, and then, you know, with heroes in general, it's always just one match away or one fight away to victory, so that's what ended up with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so walking over to game 2, we took us to Dragonshire, and was that your guys' pick?
Yeah, we picked it.
Yes. Is there a particular reason for this map pick?
Not necessarily. It's actually one that we kind of practice more, like try to get used to because we're not the greatest on it. So like we're just trying to pick what we're not super comfortable with, but do our best on it. And so D-Shire just happens to work out with what we wanted to do, which was with the Uther Lucio. So we were just like, let's just go for it and see how it goes, and it worked out.
Very nice. Now, when you saw their draft, did you have any? Were you surprised for them to have not a non-true tank comp?
Considering we were running a non-true tank, no. And we've heard, we've seen it before, the main tank, Leo and stuff like that. So it wasn't too surprising, especially because, like I said, we were pulling the same thing. Uther's the tank; he's not our healer at that point.
Yep, for sure.
Was there a particular player on the enemy team, a particular character hero that gave you guys pause, or while you were in comms, you're telling, we gotta focus this guy, we gotta focus this guy?
I want to say, like, in game 1, it was the Sonya. She was, their player was getting some really good, push by themselves, but also, they would pick off Arjana at times and getting a really good spear in. The Mephisto was doing a really good job too. Honestly, like they all played really well because, like, at one point, I called for grabbing the Mephisto immediately, and then Anduin was like, "Nah," and pulled him away. So we're like, "Crap!" We just tossed everything on that Mephisto, and nothing happened. So yeah, I mean, they all played really great.
Little known fact: Mephisto has more HP than Thrall.
Did not know that.
But I'm sure your opponents will be thrilled to hear your kind words. I always like hearing about the winning team's thought process on their enemy, It's always good to see what they were thinking, what they were going through, because even though you made it look real good, I know from experience being in-game, there are tense moments.
Oh, absolutely. They gave us a run for our money. I mean, especially like on D-Shire, we had the 20 advantage, but they were playing it really safe. And even though we were trying to make those rotations, they had the foresight to be like, they're gonna come up here, let's get out of here. So we couldn't take any fights that we wanted to with the 20s, but like they didn't play awful. It was great. They were fantastic games. They easily could have won game 1. We just happened to get that wonderful avalanche.
Well, it's those who make and seize opportunities that win.
Yeah, for sure.
Tom, you got anything else you want to ask here before we let her go?
Well, for any up-and-coming support players, would you run us through your Lucio build and thought process?
Oh, let's see. Let me...
And could you tell me how to pronounce your username?
Oh, it's Althine.
Althine, all right.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get it wrong.
No, you're good. I always like to say it's derived from, like, the goddess Athena, so it's like that.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that is good.
As for the Lucio, I mean, I tend to go, like, smooth moves at 1 just to keep myself up, too. I use my trait often, so Supersonic is what I go unless I really need, like, Subwoofer to interrupt something. Reverse Amp, especially since we were running double support, like, the extra damage on that is super nice. Obviously, Sound Barrier, even though High Five has gotten a nice upgrade, it's okay. Sound Barrier is usually where it's at. Heavy Casters, because I love the CC with the stun instead of the slow, Rejuve at 16, and then I'll mix it up and go Bossa Nova for the most part, but sometimes if you want to meme a little, Summer Anthem. But other than that, it's like, be aggro on Lucio and have fun with it, especially if you have an Uther to back you up.
Fantastic. Thank you for that glimpse into your process.
You're welcome.
If that's everything, Althine, if you have any shoutouts you want to make, go right on ahead.
Shoutouts to you guys for casting. We super appreciate being casted. Shoutouts to Bad by Design. We did fantastic again today, guys. Good work, and keep working on comms. And then to Phoenix Rising, I mean, that was super fun games. That was a lot of fun.
Very nice. Good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
And enjoy your continued win streak.
I hope so. That'd be great. Thank you.
And Tom, thank you for covering for my co-caster. I believe this is where we will part ways, but thank you so much for being willing to step right up here.
Sergeant, it was my pleasure, and I do look forward to the next opportunity. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Those were some fun games. So let us see if anybody is streaming here. Let's see. It is 8:30 for me right now, which means either Sparrowhawks or Dax is currently streaming. Eeny, meeny. Okay, hold on. I lost my place. There we are. Let's open both of these. See which one makes me smile. Let's head over to eeny, meeny, miny. I think we've rated Dax before, so let's go to Sparrowhawks. Let's head over there. That's where we're headed. Headed to Sparrowhawks. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you to Incredible Inept for the follow. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys tonight. Have a good one, and cheers.